Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here at Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa. Check out what I got over my shoulder today, huh? That is the most beautiful, second most beautiful maybe, Royal Enfield 350 I have ever seen. This is the Royal Enfield Bullet 350 model. Just let that soak in. That is a kind of a reddish, they call it reddish. I don't know what they call it, but I'll put it down below, but it's absolutely gorgeous. That's all metal bodywork, hand-painted pinstripes. Check that out. Look at this absolutely gorgeous badge. Red letters, chrome around the outside, on top of gold, surrounded by chrome again, a little crown in there. Hand-painted pinstripes on gold on top of this maroon or red, whatever they call it. Just absolutely gorgeous. Metal side covers, metal tank, metal fenders. This fender is different than the classic model. Has about the same engine as the classic model, of course. Has taller handlebars. Look at this cassette on the front here. This nacelle or whatever you want to call it. This is cast aluminum. Absolutely beautiful. Covered forks, 41 millimeter forks. There's about 5.1 inches of travel on the forks. That's about 130 millimeters. 300 millimeter disc on the front. I think it's a 190/19 front tire on spokes. Dual piston Vibri caliper. Beautiful. The whole thing's just gorgeous. Look at that. I mean, just fabulous, fabulous. I just love that color of paint. Jumping back this way, this is a square versus the oval that the classic has. Chrome shocks, that's an interesting choice, isn't it? Grab bar in the back. Different seat. Seat height is 31.7 inches, I believe. Yes, 31.7 inches. That's 805 millimeters. Okay, so the engine is a 349cc single cylinder, air-cooled, single overhead cam, 2-valve, puts out about 20 horsepower, about 20 foot-pounds of torque. That's about 20 newton meters. All goes through just a beautiful 5-speed transmission. I love riding. I have a 350 Classic. I'm riding it today. I love riding these bikes. They're just loads of fun. Look at that massive chrome pipe. Dual shock rear end, 3.5 inch of travel in the rear. That is about 89 millimeters. 270 millimeter disc on the back, with a single piston Vibri. Back tire is a, let's see here, 120/80/18. Very nice on spokes. Check that out. I love it. Now look at this view here. Isn't that just gorgeous? Look at that tank. Absolutely gorgeous. You know, hand painted stripes. Just look at all that detail. And that color, you have to see this in real life. You have to get down here to Baxter Cycle and check this out. Chrome bars. Look at this nacelle. Simplistic, just what you need. This is a modern vintage or modern classic, you know, type bike. Look at that. Speedo right there, neutral light, battery light. Down here in this little tiny LCD, fuel gauge, clock, and using this button over here, odometer, trip 1 and trip 2. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love the way this looks. You know, it's got these little pilot lights. Let's turn that back on. Isn't that just gorgeous? Beautiful. I love the way this whole thing looks. Jumping over here to the controls, got these fabulous levers. These are about my favorite levers. They've got this nice swoop to them. They're thin through here. They're wide through here. They've got this nifty radius through here. And they work really well with these Amal style grips. Amal was a company from years ago that made carburetors and grips and things like that. So, information button here. Use that to control the LCD. Flash to pass, low beam, high beam, blinkers, horn down here. Jumping over here, kill switch, run switch, and the rocker for the start switch, hazard lights right there, fuel right there, and of course the brake light lever. Some other numbers, wheelbase on a hot rod like this, 54.7 inches, that's 1,389 millimeters. Seat height 31.7 inches, 805 millimeters. Fuel tank is about 3.4 gallons or about 13 liters. Wet weight, 430 pounds or about 195 kilograms. You know what? Enough about all that nonsense. I'm going to get some gear on. We're going to go for a ride. But this is Exhaust Pipe Alley. Not too bad for a stock motorcycle, eh? Do a little spin test here. We'll do it this way today. Handling is beautiful on these things. Very low center of gravity. Nice tight wheelbase. Loads of torque. Lots of friction zone control. Very good clutch and clutch lever. Not really the kind of motorcycle you want to drive hard, but you can. More of a thing to look at, you know. Thing to enjoy. Very much like a classic motorcycle. Let's do our figure 8 test right here. 54.7 inch wheelbase, I think I said. What was that? 1,385 millimeters, maybe? Look at that, huh? Beautiful, just beautiful. I don't know if y'all can make it out, but that is Bigfoot Hill over there. There's some Bigfoot on top of that house, or just over that house to the right. Welcome to South Marnie. It's a very pleasant motor. I call my 350 my Enfield because it's very relaxing to ride, you know, very calming, very, when I have nothing to do or when I'm in no hurry to get somewhere, if I just want to play around, I get the 350 out. And it's, you know, it's good for the soul, so to speak. It really has something to it. Look at all this gravel right here. Bike turns on a dime, gives you 2 nickels change. Very good machine. I already talked about the brakes. 300mm disc on the front. Dual piston bibrary. ABS front and back, of course. The rear brake is a 270mm disc with a single piston bibrary caliper. Beautiful day for a motorcycle ride. It's just over 70 degrees. This is the perfect kind of bike for this kind of a day too. Just a very pleasant, you know, just enough clouds in the sky to cover up the sun and just about enough sun to make it a bright sunny day. Let's do our hill spin test here. Look at this, huh? Turns on a dime. I just love these things. Beautiful little bike. When you make your way to the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, make sure you get yourself over here to the Derailed Grill right there. Try their Wahoo burger. I love the sound. Nice little motorcycle. Absolutely pleasant bike. Very well behaved. Just the kind of thing, I mean, look how, you know, it just kind of does anything you want. Very playful, but yet stable. Incredibly stable. Fabulous fun to ride. If you're in the market for a new or used Royal Enfield, Triumph or classic British bike of any type, get yourself over here to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, or go to baxtercycle.com. Make sure you tell those fine folks that Fuzzy Biker sent you. Life is good. Right down here is Motorcycle Park. Check that out. We've had a lot of rain, so we're going to stay out of that. See if we can spin some tire. Okay, we'll knock it off. Yes, we did spin the tire. How's that? Life is good. Life is good. We've got a lot of gravel loose on the road because of the big rain we just had. We had a big storm through here Monday night. I think this is Tuesday or Wednesday. I think this is Wednesday today. Check this thing out. Just spins around like nobody's business. You know what? Let's go this way. All the sticks and stuff on the roads from that storm. You know, it's just a great handling little bike. I hate to call it little, but it is. You know, that's one of the things that's so endearing about it. Just a fabulous little machine. I think I said the seat height was 31.7 inches, 805 millimeters. Let's get a look at it here. Am I flat footing? Just about, almost. I would call that flat footing. Good looking motorcycle, isn't it? Very good looking bike. I like the seat. We'll take a quick run over here to East Marnie. Look at this view over here. Come here at the right time of day. There's turkeys or deer out there. Beautiful, beautiful place. Made our way to far northeast Marnie. Marnie is a tiny little town, fit on a postage stamp. Has about anywhere from 100 to 160 people, depending on the time of day. Beautiful little place. About 3 miles off Interstate 80, you go to exit 51, I believe, and then head south about 3 miles. You end up on Vintage Bike Road, or as I call it, Vintage Bike Road. And that is where Baxter Cycle is. You can't miss it. Seating position on this hot rod is just about upright, especially with these taller bars. My Classic has lower bars, so you do sit up just a little bit straighter. Your hips and your knees are about the same height, and your heels are just about directly below your knees. Very comfortable seating position. I think I could ride this for quite some time. How's the bike handling wise? Well, to push in and out of the garage, it's the best. I keep mine right by the garage door. If I want to go, you know, somewhere real quick, I push this thing out. Grocery store, I got big bags on mine. And it's just a fun, easygoing motorcycle, you know. Around town like this, it's about the best thing you can have for this. Very good handling, very low center of gravity. 2-lane blacktops, it does pretty good. Its nemesis is a steep hill or a strong headwind. I did add a CAD to lead pipe on mine, and that helped a lot. Yeah, it helped enough, you know. Made a difference. Interstate, I would stay off the interstate for the most part. It'll go 72 or 3 miles an hour if the wind's at your back. I love going up through Luss Hills on mine. I've spent a day doing that, a couple 100 miles, just, you know, playing around up there in the curvy, hilly roads, and it's just an absolute joy for that. And it's also fun to ride around town. We just had a nifty 350 ride. We're trying to plan another one. And a whole mess of these things. I think we had 14 people. Several of them were on Classics, which is similar to this. And it was just a pure joy experience. You know, we kept the bikes between 50 and 60 miles an hour. Now, if y'all are in the market for a newer used Royal Enfield, Triumph, or classic British bike of any type, need parts, accessories, doodads, thingamajigs, sweet googly woogly, anything at all, get yourself over here to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa. Make sure you tell those fine folks that Fuzzy Biker sent you. Now, it's a beautiful day out here. It is a beautiful day out here. I've got my bike around the corner. I think I'm going to park this one and hop on that one and go for a bike ride. Now, you all do the same. Life is good. Wahoo!